Hello, and welcome to How to Be a Badass 101. That's good. Buckle up, my friends. Hi guys, and welcome to week 10 of Weekly Dose of Sunshine, the channel where I provide you guys with tips and tricks to help you become the happiest version of yourself. How are you feeling today? I hope you got the chance to practice protecting your peace this past week. And if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you go and check it out. As with all topics we talk about on this channel, I know they can be somewhat difficult to implement in your day-to-day lives. It can be hard to muster up the courage and energy to make these big shifts, even if they're needed. Because let's face it, being able to ask for help or set boundaries with people or coping with loneliness or managing stress, etc. are all difficult things to master if you don't believe that you can, or if you've never been able to do so in the past. So that being said, I thought this week we could talk about how to be more confident. I feel like this is something we all struggle with at some point in our lifetime. Because it can be really difficult to have full faith in ourselves when there's so much outside noise and expectations from those around us, or even from the unrealistically high standards we may set for ourselves. It is so easy to drown in the feelings of doubt we have for ourselves. You may feel like you don't have what it takes to be successful, that you'll never be rich, that you'll never find love, that you're a bad parent, a sucky boss, or a crappy employee, that you'll never be pretty enough, smart enough, talented enough. And the list could go on. And it becomes even more difficult to feel confident in ourselves when we watch others do similar things so effortlessly, or at least seemingly. There is always someone who gets better grades than you, makes more money than you, seems to have the perfect relationship, is working at their dream job, etc. But at the end of the day, none of that matters because they aren't you. You need to learn how to trust and believe in yourself and become more confident in who you are as a person and what you are capable of achieving. So, here are 3 things you can do to become more confident within yourself. And just a little disclaimer, I will be honest, it might sound similar to some things we've talked about in the past, but that just proves you already know what you need to do. It's just time to take action. So, tip number 1 for how to be more confident: believe that you are. You're probably like, wow, thanks, Kristen. Why didn't I think of that one before? But all jokes aside, this is seriously the most effective thing you can do. Once again, I cannot stress to you how powerful your thoughts and words truly are. I've said it in the past, but the energy you push out into the world is the energy you will receive back. Thus, if you don't think that you're capable of possessing self-confidence, you never will. However, if you start believing that you are and you start telling yourself you are, then you will become confident. You see, our subconscious minds are what is largely in charge of how we perceive ourselves. It is where we store and retrieve data. How we perceive ourselves and how we act upon those perceptions is based on the data that we have stored away in our subconscious. So if you lack confidence, then you probably have some reprogramming to do. But don't worry, it's super easy, I promise. There are actually multiple studies that show this, but one of the most efficient ways to replace a subconscious thought with a new one is through positive affirmations. For anyone who doesn't know, affirmations are basically positive thoughts or statements that help you challenge and overcome negative ones. And this can be used for literally any negative self-belief that you may hold. But for the sake of today's topic, this is how you can use positive affirmations to become more confident. Every single morning when you wake up and every single night before you go to bed, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and say the following: I am extremely confident within myself and I can do anything I set my mind to. And that's it. Say it 3 times in a row and you're good to go. You can also write it down in a journal 3 times, morning and night, but I personally find it is a lot more impactful when you look yourself right in the eyes and say it. It might feel really stupid and really awkward the first couple of times, so if anything, fake it until you make it. But I promise you, it genuinely works, and I have used it to reprogram a lot of my negative thoughts. That was kind of long, but on to tip number 2. Learn to view life through a lens of positivity. Just as we talked about in week 8, it is much more beneficial to view life from a glass half full perspective versus a glass half empty perspective. Not only does this help you turn negative situations into positive ones, like we had previously talked about, but it can just as easily be used to help you gain confidence within yourself. Once again, your brain is extremely powerful, and if you can learn to use it to your advantage, it can become your greatest tool. As you start using positive affirmations to reshape your perception of self, start using positive thoughts to reshape your perception of life. As I talked about earlier, if you were trapped in the mindset of always looking outward, of always noticing who seems to be smarter than you, more successful than you, more wealthy than you, of always being envious, then you are setting yourself up for failure. You will never find self-confidence if you view life through a lens of negativity, one that is smudged with hatred, jealousy, and anger. If you place all your value in your achievements and compare them to everyone else's in order to scale your success. Because guess what? You are your own person. It does not matter what other people are doing. It does not matter what they have accomplished, the things they own, the places they go. That is their life. It is not yours. Your life is yours to live. So I want you to start becoming aware of the pattern and the habits of your mind. When you find yourself slipping into the negative self-talk that comes along with jealousy and comparison, take note of it. Then pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, why am I currently choosing to view life through a negative lens? Once you have your answer, choose to switch to the lens of positivity. I want you to remind yourself how far you've come within your own life and all of the incredible things that you've accomplished within the process, and why you like yourself exactly the way you are. Then I want you to remind yourself that you are confident and that you can achieve the same levels of intelligence, wealth, and success that you see within other people. Because the more positivity that you can see within the world, the more positivity you can create and cultivate for yourself. That was really long again, but last but not least, tip number 3, develop trust within yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then it'll be kind of hard to be confident in yourself and in your decisions. But don't worry, we can fix this one too. Any doubt you have within yourself has been cultivated from one of 2 things. Either the opinions of others or from your own personal experience. If it's from the opinions of others, I'm going to draw on some of the energy from last week's video and remind you that you should stop giving 2 flying fricks about what anyone else thinks. Because why? Ah yes, no one else's opinion matters. Because nobody knows you better than you. And if you need that drilled into your head, seriously, check out last week's video. I spent a good solid probably 5 minutes just saying it over and over again. But instead, if it's from your own experiences, the only way your confidence could be diminished from that is through failure. But guess what? You are allowed to slip up and make mistakes. As a society, we have placed this major negative connotation on failure, when in reality, it's not a bad thing at all. If you fail, it is just a harsh synonym for saying you learned. You gained experience, you grew as a person, you learned what to not do next time around, and you gained knowledge on how to better succeed within life, no matter the area, circumstance, or situation. So if you think about it, if anything, that should make you more confident within yourself and your ability to succeed. You have to learn to develop trust within yourself. Don't let anyone outside of you take that away from you. Because they're not you. They do not know what you've been through. Failures are only negative if you deem them as so. You have the power to decide what's a negative situation or a positive situation. You have the power to decide if other people's opinions are going to affect you or not. You have the power to decide if you are going to stay down on the ground or pick yourself back up after you didn't exactly succeed your first time around. You have the power to shape your reality, as I've said many times before, which means you also have the power to develop trust within yourself. You need to listen to yourself, your gut, your intuition, and you need to realize that nobody knows you better than yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the only person that you will truly have from the moment you are born until the moment you die. So you best develop a sense of trust within yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything. And as a result, your confidence will flourish. So, all of that being said, I'm sorry if it was a little wordy, a little confusing. I really hope not. I really hope not. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, if you are finding my content to be helpful, please like, subscribe, share with a friend. It is my goal to make sure that everyone who wants to is capable of finding their inner sunshine. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Go out there and kick some butt and realize that you are a badass. There is only one you on this planet, so don't let anyone else try to tell you how you should live. You know who you are, so boss up. Now go be that glorious, confident ray of sunshine you are, and I will see you next week.